for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? It's hot now. It's hot now. Let's go. It's hot. We made it. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You had to work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We made it. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
No, we are just getting started. And man, let me tell you, we got a lot going on this Freestyle Friday. It's Women's History Month. It's March Madness. And TSU got themselves a big win yesterday, coming back from double digits down to pull one out and go on to the next round of the NCAA March Madness tournament for the men. And you know I'm happy. And on top of that, let's add a little gravy to it. Norfolk State, another HBCU, pulled out a victory as well. They got in by virtue of beating Appalachian State 54-53. So right now, HBCUs are 2-0 in the March Madness tournament. All right, Irma J, what you say, girl? What's going on? I got to give her big love. I don't want to like it. I want to love it. Sydney Brown, what's going on, Queen? Miss Texas Phoenix Fire Queen, what's going on? And Keith Hennett, Caller of the Year 2020. What up, my brother? Like no other. Rodney DeWalt, I see you there. CJ Wright, I see you there. Y'all, it's March Madness. I hope you got your brackets in because the brackets have closed. Let me click over. See how many we got logged in on the KYOK lunch break. Keeping up with the Joneses bracket. Let's see. This I gotta log in. For some reason I got logged out. Don't you hate when? Does anybody stream their TV shows? Don't you hate when you go to a channel that you use all the time and they've logged you out? So you got to go in and put in your TV provider information and all that. I'm like, yo, just keep me logged in, please. Can y'all just keep me logged in? All right, hold on. I did something wrong. I'm trying to see. Okay, hold on. If I don't say my password out loud, I get it wrong. And if I say it out loud, the wrong person will have it. Oh, okay, I see what's going on. All right, here we go. All right, good. All right, so let's go to the lunch break brackets. Let's see how many folk we got with brackets in. We got 77 brackets. Now, I'm not sure if all of those are done right, but we got 77 brackets. I have a feeling some of those are old and they're not going to do anything with them. But, yeah, a lot of folks are in there. So let's see who's got what. A lot of folks got Gonzaga winning it all. So if Gonzaga doesn't win it all, half the brackets are going to be out of it. Amber Malcolm, she went against Gonzaga. Delano Burton, my noob, went against Gonzaga. Eric Powell went rogue, man. He went to a whole different direction. Kerry Reinhardt went a different direction. Dwayne B. Cook went a different direction. Chi-Town went in a couple of different directions. Alexis, she's got a couple that are different. Erica Agnew, Big Mike went with a couple of different directions. Todd Malcolm, I hope you're right, man, on one of your brackets. I hope you're right, because I would dance in the streets. Milo, Delano, yeah, man, several of y'all. It's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting. The winner of the Keeping Up with the Joneses M&M Challenge is going to win $500. Irma J, they're going to win $500. They finna win $500. I'm like, can I put in a bracket under the name of Jandre Aons? Jandre Aons. Who is that? Me. I'm trying to win that $500. I appreciate the sponsors coming together and pulling that money together for us. They are always so gracious when I ask them to do certain things like that for the show. Been doing it since 2017, and they have always been right there to help. So I'm really excited. I'm really excited for whoever wins. You can track your standings on CBSSports.com, CBSSports.com. Just be sure to go to the bracket and you can get yours in. All right. So the games have actually gotten started. Let's see who's doing what so far today. Or actually, looks like 12:45. We rolling. 12:45. I'm clicking on the wrong stuff. I'm so excited today. I'm clicking on the wrong stuff. Yeah, 12:45. We got Utah State and Texas Tech. 2:30. We got Baylor and Hartford. Baylor, don't trip up. Then later on tonight, 6:15, Cleveland State and U of H, a number 2 versus 15. North Texas has Purdue. Okay, we got games rolling right now. There we go. I knew we did. I just hadn't gone down far enough. Right now, Virginia Tech is leading Florida 33-27 at the half. Virginia Tech's a number 10 seed. Florida is a number 7 seed. And I think I had the Hokies in that one. And then another one that's looking kind of upset-ish. Colgate, a number 14, is leading Arkansas. See what I did there? Arkansas, 25-17 with about 7:55 left in the first quarter. So this is why they call it March Madness. Last night, man, TSU was down by 10, I think, to a pretty big, I think Mount St. Mary's, I mean, no pun intended, had some real tall guys. That one guy had 16 rebounds. And then they had a really short guy who was running the show. And that young man was quick with the ball, great handles, could create his own shot. Young people, it's great to be able to shoot from 3, but when you're not hitting from 3, you got to be able to do something else. And that young man was 2 for 9 from 3 but he was killing it when he drove to the lane and either got up his shot and got fouled or dished it off to somebody else who was able to knock it down. You've got to be able to do more than just shoot from three. You got to. All right, I got to take a quick break. And when I come back, I got to get to the latest on the Deshaun Watson deal. There's been some breaking news in that, and we'll get back with more. If you want in, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000, or text me, 832-403-5005. It is a power-packed day. 832-403-5005 on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
Attention business owners, listen carefully to this important message. Are you tired of struggling with monthly bookkeeping or always being behind? Maybe you're fed up with paying your CPA ridiculously high hourly rates for subpar services. At Finance Pal, we know your pain. We're small business owners who understand your tax and accounting needs. At Finance Pal, we take over your books and design a program custom tailored to fit your needs. Whether it's bookkeeping, payroll, bill pay, inventory tracking, or taxes, we have you covered. We handle some or all of these services for one flat, affordable, low monthly fee. Stop worrying about your books and drowning in paperwork. Let us worry while you focus on growing your business. This setup is easy, and we give you the tools and technology to make your monthly finances streamlined and organized. Call now for a free business assessment.
800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527. Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, may be losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject at every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
I'm Ben Tankard, and you are listening to The Lunch Break.
Man, I got that Houston, Texas love today. Wait a minute. Houston, Texas knows how to party. Houston, Texas knows how to party. In the city with TSU. In the city with U of H. They keep them dropping. They keep them dropping. Drop, baby, drop. Drop those threes. Drop, baby, drop. Drop them for me. Just keep on dropping. Don't get me started on Freestyle Friday when TSU got a big old win in the March Madness tournament. Baby, I'll start freestyling on you. You won't know what to do. Oh man, hold on. I gotta behave. Wait a minute. Let me get my act right on. Let me get my act right on. Man, I was getting ready to cut up and you popped in and I had to pull myself back together.
Look at you.
I had to, what did Jodeci say? I had to get myself together for the very next day because when I see you, I forget what to say.
Okay, I love it.
Tamesha Wells, you don't know what to do with that. You don't know what to do.
I really don't. I really don't. You know, I don't get a chance to experience your wonderful personality often. So sometimes I just don't have a comeback for that wonderfulness.
When I'm around you, I'm trying to act like Pastor Jones. Yes, ma'am. Hi, how are you? Praise the Lord. Bless his wonderful name. And then now you done caught me on my show and I'm cutting it up.
I see. I'm going to need to watch your show more often.
No, don't do that. No.
Yes. I need to know that other side of you. I know the pastor in you, but I don't know that other side of you. The secular side.
Note to self, block Tamesha Wells immediately.
Don't
after
do that.
this.
Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that.
Man, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to meet one of the baddest young ladies out there doing her thing. It is Tamesha Wells, and I'm gonna say the business wrong. So you tell them how the business is the right way to say it. Go ahead and say it.
Well, hey, it's Tamesha Wells with Living Well Realty Group, powered by Remax Legacy Living.
I like that. Because yeah, I mean, you are doing it. And Tamesha, I don't want to put you on the spot, but just for somebody else's benefit, tell everybody your age range. You don't have to tell them exactly how old you are, but your age range. You're between what?
No, it's okay. I'm very proud of who I am and what age God has allowed me to make it to. So I am 37 years old. I started in a real estate. I started in a real estate business at the age of 19. I had 2 investment properties at the age of 19. I was a landlord by 20. Saw how crazy the market was. I actually got my loan officer license, started trying to help people get into homes as myself. So got into that business. The market crashed in 2008. Got out of it. It was too many crooks. I was like, I can't do it. So many people losing their homes. It was just very devastating. So I went into the oil and gas industry for 7 years, loved it. The oil and gas industry went down. And then I went back to what I loved, and that's real estate. And so I've been back in real estate for about 7 years now, helping people. That's all I do is educate.
I love that, especially doing it at a young age, 19 years old. I'm trying to think at 19, I got my first job in radio in 19. I was working at WYLD in New Orleans, but I was out there crazy. I'm not going to fib. I was out there crazy. It wasn't nothing but the grace of God that I didn't kill myself out there. I was acting so crazy. But you were out there being, taking your own financial, path into your own hands by becoming a real estate agent. What made you get into real estate?
I don't know. It was just something about homes, houses, property, the excitement of owning something that's, God is never going to make anything more of, right? It was just that really, touched me. I was like, I want a little bit of that. And I saw a little bit of the wealth that a lot of real estate agents and individuals who were invested in real estate was making. And I was like, I want some of that money. I wanted to really find out a little bit more about it. And so I started just learning. And not only learning, putting action behind that.
I want to park right there. I got to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to pick up right there. We got Tamesha Wells, young lady who is doing the doggone thing. It's Women's History Month. It's Freestyle Friday. Look, invite somebody to tune in right now on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
Hi, I'm Linda J. I recently purchased 4 new tires from OMG Tires and More, located at 3124 Tidwell.
I did not know that about you.
TK got me out in 30 minutes. While there, I got my car washed. OMG has.
I can't even say no. I'm speechless.
Tires and More is your one-stop shop for all your tire needs.
I'm absolutely speechless. You stay right there. I'm getting ready to learn some more.
Okay. Just ask me questions. I'm just going to answer them.
Okay. All right. Now, look, I can ask some pretty interesting questions.
On the north side.
Now you're scaring me.
Don't get scared. I'm messing with you.
Here's an important COVID-19 school system.
All right, we got this and a jingle.
If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, maybe losing self-confidence.
I loved your show. I'm going to talk about your show, too.
Because of their grades.
Because y'all had a historic interview yesterday.
Tutoring. They can help with or online tutoring and help your child with any subject at every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
Hey, what's up? This your boy James Fortune, and you are listening to The Lunch Break. Keep it locked.
All right, y'all. Hey, listen, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM, streaming live on KYOKradio.org. It is Women's History Month. It is Freestyle Friday. It's March Madness. And I said, listen, I got a young lady that I want to get on the show because you and I have known each other for a long time. I was today's year old when I found out that you started in real estate at 19. You were a landlord at 20. I met you through your aunt.
Originally, I think so. And then you met me through Letitia Grant.
And then we got reconnected through Letitia Grant. But your aunt Valerie has an amazing credit repair business, and we were doing a live remote broadcast, and she was there, and you came with her. I remember. And it was then that I said, there's something about her. And then when I met you with Letitia, and then found out you were doing real estate, I was like, oh yeah, okay, I got it now. But I had no idea that you got started so young. Now, here's what I want you to do. Tell people the truth. There's a lot of people that talk about, oh yeah, I'm gonna get in real estate. I'm gonna sell houses. It's not as easy as just jumping in. What's the truth behind it? What would you tell somebody who's ready to quit their 9 to 5 and just jump into real estate day after tomorrow?
Well, that's a whole show right there, okay? I get people approaching me all the time and saying, hey, I want to be a real estate agent. I was like, come on. There's enough business for everybody out here. It truly is. I don't like the crab in the buckets kind of mentality. If you know something, if I know something, I'm going to share it. Because what God has for me is not for anybody else. But at the same time, it's not easy. This business is not easy. We make it look easy, okay? Just please understand that. Being a real estate agent is not the only job, or should I say not the only valuable career inside of the real estate industry. And that's something that we actually teach at YRD, which is the Young Realtors Division, a part of NARAB, which is the National Association of Real Estate Brokers. We make sure that they know that there is appraisers out there that's needed. There's inspectors, there's insurance agents, there are, escrow officers, processors, loan officers. There's so many people, construction workers, plumbers. There's so many people that have their hand in that one house that you don't have to always be that real estate agent. Just because we're who's seen, we put ourselves in the forefront of the advertising world, or being visible, but we're not the only ones that's making money out here. There's, like I say, plumbers and electricians, they're making over $100K a year. Some of them, those are some careers that you guys might want to look into, because there are over 43,000 licensed agents in the city of Houston and surrounding areas, but only 10% of us are actually working. Okay.
I'm a numbers guy. I got degrees in math. 43,000 licensed real estate agents in Houston and surrounding areas, and 4,300 of them are actually working.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct. It's a small industry. Like, we know each other. The ones who are actually producing, we know each other. Of course, we don't know all 4,000, but at the same time, we know of each other, right? We've seen each other's names. We know we're on the listings. We're on the signs in the yard. We're on the billboards. We're doing radio shows. We're out there educating individuals. We're the ones that's being referred by other clients, right? There's some agents out there that give bad names for people, and it's because of lack of knowledge. They get into the business for the wrong reasons. They get into the business because they see that we're being profitable. We make money because we work. This is a business that if you don't work, you don't eat. You just don't. And so again, like I said, we make it look easy. I would tell someone who's looking to get into the business, if you're truly interested in being a real estate agent, make sure education is your top priority. Make sure that people is your top priority, right? Because getting into the business just for the money, you're not going to last. you're not going to last. Also, make sure you have 6 months of reserves. You're not going to get paid the next day. You might not even get paid for the first 30 days.
I was going to bring that up. The sales cycle. I'm an old sales manager. The sales cycle in real estate is not like you said. You close the house, today. You get your check tomorrow. There's a long sales cycle in there between the first time and pay time.
Absolutely. You have to build your clientele. And that's, you mentioned my aunt. So my aunt has been a very vital part of my business, especially when it started. I'm not a social media person. I don't know if you know this or not, but it gives me anxiety. I hate being on it. Okay. But I have to be on it because of my business.
Yeah.
So she has a credit restoration company. Shout out to Credit Diva Valerie Wells.
Yes,
her amazingness, right? She has in the beginning, she would refer all her clients to me. She trusted me enough to take care of her clients. And so what I did was, how I built my business is I built that relationship, or I had that relationship already. But individuals, what they need to do is they need to partner with other individuals. You help their business and they help your business. It cannot be one-sided. It's just simple as that. It can't. Right. But she helped my business because individuals who were getting their credit done, they were getting their credit done for what? One reason: to buy a house, right? And so what I would do is I would help them, have the one-on-ones with them, have the home buying seminars with them to educate them about the process, because not everybody knows this is not their business. This is not what you do on a daily basis. You have a life, you have a job. This is not what you need to learn. I mean, of course, I'm teaching you how to get your own house, but you don't need to do what I did, get a license just to buy a house. You hire a professional that does this on a daily basis to help you with that process. And so that's what I did with her clients. I made sure that I educated them on the process of being a homeowner, and not only being a homeowner, but staying a homeowner, making sure that you maintain that house and not just, get into a house and be house poor. That's one of the worst things you can ever do.
Yeah, house poor, where you're just living to pay that house note and you can't really enjoy any other part of your life. We've got Tamesha Wells. She's an amazing realtor, an educator, a phenomenal businesswoman, joining us here on the lunch break on Freestyle Friday and Women's History Month. So you touched on something really interesting. Back when we had the most recent housing market crash, it was because a lot of folks were getting into houses that they really could not afford.
Correct.
And you had people who were actually overselling people on houses. What is if you can, a kind of good metric on how much house you can afford, how much down payment you should be looking at, and just whatever you can tell us in that realm?
Well, I think that everyone's situation is different, but let's just take just some numbers. $250,000 as a basis. And that's the value of the house. Now, individuals who are looking to purchase a $250,000 house, no matter what amount of house you're purchasing, you don't really want to go over 45% debt to income.
Okay, there we go.
So your debt to income ratios does not need to be over 45%. Now, I'm saying that because that leaves you with the opportunity of not being house poor, for one. And two, there's a lot of loan products. And, just a disclosure, I'm not a loan officer. I'm a real estate agent. So if you have any questions about the loan process, loan products, please locate a real estate, or should I say a mortgage professional. Now with these different loan products that's out here, some of them you will get a better interest rate. You'll get a better product if you have what they're looking for. And sometimes they are looking for a DTI of 45% or less. Now with FHA, you can go up to 50%. Yes, that's fine, because sometimes individuals have extra income. Right. Okay. So sometimes we don't claim as much as we're actually making out there. Just hint, hint. You might have a W-2 job, but you also have a side hustle, or should I say, a business on the side. You're a business owner as well. You're an entrepreneur. And there's a lot of us out there that's like that. We don't just work our 9 to 5. We have our own business as well, which is great. Perfect.
Yeah,
but we don't claim that income on our taxes. Right. So you might have the funds, but if you can't source it, the lender is not going to give you credit for those funds.
Okay.
So it's okay if individuals go to that 50% debt to income ratio if they have that situation. If you don't, I personally don't think that you should be getting into a house, especially if you don't have a nest egg.
Okay.
Because savings is everything.
Right.
Things happen. Life happens. Life will happen no matter what.
We just saw it a couple of months ago with the storm and then pipes bursting, and folks were unsure about their insurance and if they had it and what it covered and all that. And like you said, you got to have that nest egg to be able to handle those emergencies.
Absolutely. It will happen. So make sure you do have that emergency fund. Make sure that you're not spending your last, penny on your closing costs, your down payment and all those things. And one thing that a lot of people are confused about when it comes to how much they need to save when purchasing a house, I would tell someone based off of that $250 amount, right? I would say a minimum of $6,000. I'm saying a minimum of $6,000, but you need to have about $15,000 in the bank. And I'm saying that because you might not have to use those funds to purchase a house, but you're going to want furniture when you get in that house. You're still going to need a savings just in case life happens. Things happen. What we're doing is we're spending everything that we get. And that's a problem. That is a problem. But we're used to it. We're consumers.
I am really just overwhelmed by you already. We got Tamesha Wells joining us here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. She is with Living Well Realty Group, powered by Remax Legacy Living. I got it.
Yes, you did. Thank you. Now, one thing I wanted to say that wasn't mentioned, and I haven't mentioned thus far, but I am a part of NARAB. I did mention NARAB, but a lot of people don't understand what NARAB is and who NARAB is, right? So NARAB is an association that was created in 1947. It was created because African Americans, Black people, were not able to become a realtor, all right? So I'm not only a realtor, but I'm a realtist, right? And so African Americans who are part of this organization, we are called realtors. And we are the individuals who fight for democracy in housing, as well as fighting to increase our home ownership rate. It's still the lowest it has been since the Great Depression, and we're at 46%. We might be a little bit up above that. I haven't checked the numbers lately, but 46% home ownership rate in the Black community, where our counterparts are in the 70s. Okay. So we need to make sure that we're educating our individuals about the importance of owning. Stop being afraid. If you can pay your rent, you can pay your mortgage. I tell you, if you lose, or shall I say, something happens and you can't pay your rent, you're getting evicted the next month, okay? If something happens and you can't pay your mortgage, they're going to help you with trying to do some modifications to see what they can do to help you, right? You're going to be able to stay in that house longer than you would if you get evicted. Everyone needs a house or a roof over their head. And I'm not just saying that just because, I sell real estate. This is true. Everybody needs a roof over their head. And so make sure you're doing what's best for you, your family, by investing in yourselves. Invest in generational wealth building. This is what we're about.
Tamesha, you just lit me up. I mean it, that realtist. And I saw that on your picture. And I said, I wonder what that is. And that's me. That's my passion. I love my culture. I love my community. I stand in unity with other cultures and community, as we are doing now with our Asian brothers and sisters and Pacific Islanders. But I love our people, and I want our people to own homes. I want them to own land. I want them to own businesses. I want them to own sports teams and all of that, as opposed to just being dictated to on what we have to do and where we can do it. So you just lit me up with that. That's two things. I was today's years old when I found out what that was. Let me ask you a question before we take our next break. a lot of people talk about what they can do for someone with a really low credit score.
Mhm.
Talk about credit score and where you really kind of need to be in a position to buy a house.
That's a great question. There are a lot of advertisements out there that states, oh, well, we can get you in the house, no credit check and all this great stuff. Okay. No, it doesn't exist. The only program out there that is not looking at your credit score is going to be NACA. Okay. I'm sure a lot of people heard of NACA. It's a great program. However, I can't stand behind it 100% only because of the customer service aspect about it. I have lost so many different clients. They do not look at your credit score, but they look at everything else. Like I say, it is an amazing program. And I wish that more clients can actually go through this particular program and get a house because they have the lowest interest rate. You know, they have negotiated to have the lowest interest rate, no mortgage insurance. And it's like I say, it's an amazing program. So that's the only program that does not involve a credit score.
Okay.
Just your credit report, right? Now, with traditional financing, traditional lending, again, I'm not a mortgage professional, but I do know the information. So there's layers, and I don't want to go too deep because it can be very confusing, but just the basics. A 580 is the minimum credit score that you can actually get approved for FHA loan. Okay. So you can get approved for 580. Now there's tiers. So a 580, 600, 620, and then a 680.
Okay, wait.
Right?
Pause right there. We'll pick up on those three. I got to take a quick break.
Okay.
580, 600, 620, 620,
and 680.
We'll be right back with that right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I told y'all were going to love her. I done fell in love with her all over again. Tamesha Wells, y'all, on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
God bless you. Now, in-home or in-office.
I love it. How long is the show?
It's available to
from 12 to 2.
How long will I be on here?
I'm going to give you probably about 10 more minutes if you got it.
Okay.
You got to go?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. I'm like, please don't leave me too quick. All right. We'll do one more segment and then we can wrap up after that.
Okay, that works.
I got something I want to send you to after this. There's a young lady that's interested in a house and some land in like Alvin or Wharton. Do you cover those areas?
Alvin, absolutely.
Okay, all right. I'll send you her information after this.
19 kids now by calling this number now. Pricing starts at $119 and discounts are available for larger orders. Call now. 800-247-8046. 800-247-8046. That's 800-247-8046.
Do you watch television? Of course you do. Then have you tried Dish TV from All American Dish yet? No? Well, now is a great time because we are giving everyone that calls today a 2-year locked-in price. Your rate will not change for 2 years. The clock is ticking. Call now, get Dish, and get your price locked in for 2 years and save yourself some money. Dish has your favorite TV programs, even Netflix and Amazon Prime built into the DVR. You can even watch Dish anywhere you have an internet connection. Plus, we've even got awesome discounts for the military and seniors. Oh, and one more thing. Call All American Dish now and we'll even give you a free Google TV voice remote, free installation, and free equipment. Don't wait. Call All American Dish now.
800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. That's 800-296-1302.
All right, y'all. Look, Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Do you promise you'll never, never, never leave me? Because I'm trying to get in the house. I'm trying to give you some flowers. I'm trying to hook up with Tamesha Wells, y'all, and she is giving us great information here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. Rodney DeWalt said, wow. CJ Wright said, this is great info. Willie Gibson says, good info, big brother. We got a lot of folks that are really enjoying what you're dropping on us today. here on the lunch break, here on in Women's History Month, you're making history. You're a woman who's literally making it. I know a lot of women that were real estate agents at 19 and landlords.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm really, I honor you. I'm proud of you. I'm so respectful of you for taking those steps of faith. And even when you stepped away from it, you came back to it, and now you're blowing it up like never before. So bring us back to those different credit scores and what those mean.
All right. So just to pick up where I left off, the credit scores is very important. You know, credit is king. You know, I mean, they say cash is king, but guess what? If you have the cash and you don't have the credit score, those lenders are not giving you a loan. Simple as that, right? Simple as that. You better use your cash to get that house, right? So credit is everything. It's definitely a game that a lot of us don't know how to play. And so I definitely think you need to get with a professional to teach you how to, you know, deal with credit. Of course, it can't be as simple as paying your bills, but at the same time, what about those individuals who don't like using credit? You know, they like using cash. Well, in order to get a mortgage, creditors want to know, hey, if I'm going to give you or loan you $200,000, I need to know who you are. And how I'm going to know who you are is by your credit report, by your credit score, by your credit history, by how you pay others. Is that's how they're going to know how you're going to pay them back, right? And so credit is everything. So about those credit scores. So you can get a loan with a 580 credit score, but not many loan products will be available to you. And your credit score, your interest rate may be a little higher. Okay. You will not be able to participate in any kind of first-time home buyer grant programs because they have a restriction as well. They have qualifications that you need to meet in order to qualify for their programs. 600 credit score, you have more loan products available to you depending on the lender. All lenders are different, even though they have most of the same programs, right? Then there is a 620. So 620 is my golden number for all of my clients, okay? I say, hey, you need to get a 620. And I'm saying 620 on those mortgage scores, not those Vantage scores. And so the difference between Vantage and mortgage scores, you have FICO 8. FICO 8 is your Vantage scores. That's just the consumer scores. Here's what we see, or that your credit score is. Well, on the mortgage scores, which is FICO 5, FICO 4, and FICO 2, those are the scores that the mortgage companies are actually looking at. They're scored differently so that they can come up with who you are in the mortgage world, right? And so make sure you pay attention to those. And these people are not endorsing me, but definitely go to FICO, pull it, Experian, pull it. Make sure you pay for the subscription so you can get those scores. It's always good to know where you are at all times.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that because I instantly start wondering, okay, how do I know what my FICO, what did you say, FICO 5, FICO 4, 1,
and 2.
Right. So how do I pull those versus, you know, and I'm not endorsing this people either, but Credit Karma, I pull that up for free. You know, how do I pull out the right one so I know where I am as far as a mortgage goes?
You know, everybody say Credit Karma, Credit Karma. Okay, look, Credit Karma does not give you accurate scores.
Wow.
However, to their defense, they are amazing at reporting activity immediately. Okay, so it's good to have Credit Karma too. Credit Karma is good for letting you know what hit your credit, when it hit your credit, and things like that. So they're great, but they're not great for the scores.
Okay,
they're just not.
So you got to dig a little deeper to like my FICO or somewhere like that.
Or Experian and things like that. Yep. Definitely look for those mortgage scores, and sometimes they're actually labeled mortgage credit scores, auto credit scores, credit card credit scores. You know, they are labeled so you guys can easily identify them instead of remembering FICO 5, FICO 4, and FICO 2, right? So those are things. Like I say, 620 is the credit score that I prefer my clients to be at a minimum, right? Because more loan products are open to you, more down payment grant programs are open to you. A 580 is the next tier. That's when you get into your other programs where you can not have mortgage insurance after you pay 20% of your equity, or should I say, once you have 20% of equity in your property, or you can qualify for some of those portfolio programs that some lenders have where you can go conventional. And there's a difference between FHA and conventional.
You said 580, but you meant 680.
I'm sorry, 680. Sorry.
Okay. I want to make sure. I just want to be clear.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Uh-huh. All right. So then you get into a different portfolio of living
loans.
Mm-hmm. Loans. Okay. Got you. Got you. All right. So
there's a difference between FHA and conventional too. A lot of people ask me what's the difference, and I really don't want to go deep into it, but surface levels, I'm just going to tell you some of the pros and cons. So FHA is a government backed loan product where they are 100% looking out for the consumer. They are. So when you're looking at houses, they're going to have an FHA appraiser go out and make sure that house is habitable. Right. Okay. Yes, the conventional has a appraisal process as well, but they're not as strict as FHA. And so FHA is 100% for the consumer. FHA also, like I say, goes up to a 50% debt to income ratio, which is allowing you to get more house. But at the same time, they have the life of the loan mortgage insurance, where conventional, after you have 20% of equity in your property, regardless if the property value has increased or you have paid into the house by 20%, you have the ability to get rid of that mortgage insurance and have a lower monthly payment. So there's some differences with that. But again, it's a case by case basis. Everybody's situation is not the same. So I don't care if you say that my cousin got a house and she paid this amount of money per month and, and I should be able to pay the same or less. It's not the same. It's 100% not the same.
I got you. Tamesha Wells joining us here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. She is with Living Well Realty Group, powered by Remax Legacy Living. And Tamesha, one last question before we got to go. I know they want Tamesha. When should someone call you about the home buying process? At what point should they reach out to you and say, hey, I'm interested in buying a house? All
right. And I can only speak for myself, not other real estate agents. Okay. I tell my clients, because my practice is walking through the process with my client, start to finish. I want you guys to contact me a minimum of 4 months before you want to be in a house. Minimum. Okay. If it has to be a year, it has to be a year. So my practice, and like I was saying, going back to my aunt, working with her clients have really shown me the value of working with someone on a long-term basis, placing them, having a one-on-one with them and placing them on an action plan that fits their situation. Everybody's situation is different. Making sure these individuals have those action plans and those things, the to-dos, so that they can get their things in order, so that when it is time to purchase a house, it's a little smoother than it would have been. Right. So I love having the opportunity to work with a client for an entire year, but 4 months minimum.
Yeah, because you're not.
But it's okay. Hey, if you are ready to buy a house and you want to buy a house in the next 30 days, you can call me anyway.
Oh, I know you ain't gonna turn that down. I know you ain't gonna turn that down. Hey, one more thing. So you have a show, and on your show, you had Mr. Mattress Mac himself, Jim McElvey. How did that go? How did you get him, and how did the interview go?
You know what? Let me tell you a little bit about that. So I'm a part of so many different organizations and community advocate groups. And the individual, or should I say the group that had him on the show, was the HAR, Fort Bend Advisory Committee. So I'm the co-chair of that committee for 2021. And so we were able to have him on and actually honor him. You know, I learned a lot about this man. He is an amazing man. He came from, almost nothing, being a corner store worker, convenience store worker, all the way to who he is now. And his heart is really, really with Houston. We call him the Houston. When you think Houston strong, you definitely think of Magic Mac, because anytime something happens in the city of Houston, he opens his doors and he helps. And so we had to honor him and actually award him with a Community Hero Award from HAR Fort Bend Advisory Committee. So that's what happened.
When I saw that, I, again, was so happy for you, because I love seeing your success play out even on social media, which you claim not to be a fan of. But
I don't like it.
It looks good on you. It looks good on you. I'm telling you. Tamesha, tell everybody where they can find you, follow you, or connect with you if they want more information about your services and helping them buy a house.
Well, you can always reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram. I actually communicate more on Facebook than Instagram. I'm kind of old, don't tell nobody. And it's Tamesha Wells or Tamesha Wells Realtor. You can always catch me on my cell phone. That's the best place to reach me, which is 713-825-9139. And the number again is 713-825-9139. It's best to either text me or call me. I will always return your phone calls. Hate listening to voice messages, but I have to.
I think voicemail is obsolete. Now you can reach somebody in any way. You don't need to leave no voice message. Tamesha, you have made my day. I'm so humbled. I'm so honored. I'm sending people your way every chance I get, and I want you to keep doing the doggone thing. You are a woman making history in Women's History Month. Let me go ahead and ask you that. What woman was a strong influence on your life?
Oh my gosh, there was so many that was in history, but I'm just gonna tell you about someone that was tangible to me. So there was a person, her name is Paula Harris. I'm not sure if you know Paula Harris, but Paula Harris was a very young individual who went into the oil and gas field at a very young age. She was the only Black woman, or woman period, out on the rigs with the guys, and she made it happen. She made it happen. And even today, I used to work with her at Schlumberger, the oil and gas company. And I tell you, her story is just simply amazing. The things that she has done with the community, she makes sure she gives back. And that's one of the people that I look up to, because no matter what she had to go through out on the rigs that she couldn't talk about, she was able to fight through all of that adversity and get to where she is today, and use that to help the community and help others. So she's one of the people that I truly look up to.
You know what? Thank you for sharing that, because that's an amazing testimony, and somebody we got to honor, Paula Harris, right here on the lunch break. Tamesha, again, thank you. Please have a blessed rest of your day, your weekend, and keep making history. You are amazing. I mean that.
Well, thank you for inviting me. Have a blessed one.
All right, you too. Tamesha Wells, y'all. I got all of her information, so if you need it and you want to use her service, which I strongly recommend and endorse, then all you got to do is reach out to me here on the lunch break. You can hit me up, 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. Again, what an amazing young lady during Women's History Month, making history. She's Tamesha Wells with Living Well Realty Group, powered by Remax Legacy Living. You can go to her website, TameshaWells.com. That's TAMESHA Wells, WELLS.com. And you better tell her that AJ and the lunch break sent you. Very, very good. Great interview. Glad she dropped by. And guess what? We got another couple of ladies coming to tune in to us in the second hour of the show. So we're going to keep it going. All right. I told y'all we're going to talk about Deshaun Watson and the latest with him. So y'all do me a favor and stay right there. Do me a favor and stay right there. And let me see if I can't get trying to see if I got Sybil Wilkes in here. I don't think I have her update. And I don't. Okay, so then let me give you the March Madness sports update. Can we do that? All right, right now, Utah's leading Texas State. Utah, number 11, leading 6 seed Texas State, 10-7. That's early in the South region of the tournament. Virginia Tech and Florida also in the South region. Number 10, Virginia Tech is leading Florida 46-44. That one's tightened up a little bit. Arkansas has come back and taken the lead over Colgate. Number 3 seed Arkansas taking the lead over 14 Colgate, 36-33 at halftime. And then Illinois, a number 1 seed, is leading Drexel 38-21. They are the Midwest region number 1 seed, and they're leading Drexel 38-21. So that's a quick update on March Madness. All right, y'all stay right there. We'll be right back.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
I'm just a story. The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers, who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
Walk out on that field today. Ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. We ready. We ready. We ready. We ready. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, I know we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. So much crying from that. He's a man. He can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't call him you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You had no work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready. Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Freestyle Friday. It's Women's History Month, and guess what? We had an amazing woman come and blow us away in the first hour. Tamesha Wells, realtor and realtist. I like that. Fighting for the brothers and sisters in our community to become homeowners. Less than 50% of us are. Most of our counterparts are in the 70% and up range. And she's out there doing her darndest to make it happen. And for that, I have nothing but respect and appreciation. So Tamesha Wells, thank you for making it happen right here on the lunch break in the first hour. We got another group that's going to be joining us as well. And before we get to those ladies, before they tune in, I want to give you the latest in the Deshaun Watson situation. Since the show yesterday, the NFL announced that they are launching their own investigation into the situation with Deshaun Watson after the third of possibly 6 women or more filed a lawsuit through the same attorney that the other 2 women filed suit. And in her suit claiming that Deshaun forced her to perform on him, and she didn't want that. So the NFL has launched their own investigation into the matter. Now, there's also a published report out that says at a press conference earlier, the attorney representing at least 9 women who allege assault by Deshaun will release copies of the lawsuits filed to date, along with multiple text messages from Deshaun. Now, last night, he released a couple of text messages, and in the string of messages, the masseuse said that she can perform, and I quote, Swedish, deep tissue, sports massage, and trigger point. To which Watson replied back that he was more of a Swedish guy. And then he sent another message and it said, and I quote, are you comfortable with the glute area? Now, there are folks that, feel some kind of way about that. That's where the attorney is trying to say that there is a pattern of behavior because, of that specific area. But athletes, especially football players, often need their groin area or glute area to be massaged. And even former quarterbacks have chimed in to say that is not abnormal. That is not abnormal. There were more email or text messages released late last night, and this is the one where it was called the apology message. And it says, and I quote, sorry about you feeling uncomfortable. Never were the intentions. LMK, which stands for let me know if you want to work in the future. My apologies. And the author of the article says, while this shows that Watson recognized the masseuse was uncomfortable, it does not prove that he assaulted her. So unless this attorney has more than that, I don't know. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Hey, Jay, it's Todd.
What's up, Todd?
Hey, man, I want to jump in real quick. You got another guest coming, right?
Yeah, go and get in, though. You got time.
All right. So, man, this story hits home with me with the Deshaun Watson. So I'm going to put aside for a second whether he's guilty or innocent, because right now, that doesn't matter to me. It'll play out over time, right?
Right.
But I want to speak to a bigger issue of 2 things that hit home with me with this. The first thing that kind of made me sad when this story broke out was the comments I was seeing from people on social media. And it hits home because I have a daughter, right?
Yep.
And how people will automatically jump in that, they'll say, she's just trying to get the bag. This is a game for money. And I don't think people really get the legal side let's say my daughter was a massage therapist, right?
Right.
And she says this happened to her by a Dallas Cowboy. She takes it to an attorney. The attorney says, look, you got no physical evidence. We can't file any criminal charges. They're not going to take this case, okay?
Okay.
But if you feel like you were offended and you feel like we need to go to a civil case where if you win the civil case, this would be a deterrent from other people doing it, let's proceed, okay?
Okay.
So when people go civil sometimes, it's not because they're going to the attorney and say, no, I don't want a criminal case. A lot of times a good attorney say, look, you don't have a criminal case. But if you do feel like you were violated, we can go a civil case. And sometimes the civil judgment is going to be, when it goes public, it may deter another gentleman out there. You know what? That's probably not the best idea. I was thinking about calling a massage therapist doing that exact same thing. But man, I saw what happened to ABC player of the Cowboys. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to be on the news next. You know what I mean? So that's the part that saddened me about is that we've talked a lot over, I think probably since the George Floyd lost his life, right?
Right.
We got a huge race issue in this country, right?
Yep.
We also have a problem with women being looked at as an inferior human being to a man, less believable, right? And we jump to, and I'm not talking about anybody specifically.
Right. No, I know you're talking in general.
Talking in general, we automatically jump, especially when the sports athlete's involved, and she's just out for the money, and without even taking a step back and say, hey, let's just see how this plays out. But I think I want to bring up the criminal versus civil. If it's a good attorney is going to educate whoever it is and say, look, there is no criminal case here. Sometimes there could have been a criminal act done, but if you can't prove it and you don't have the physical evidence, you can't pursue it, right? So if you and me were playing basketball one-on-one at a park, and me and you get into it, you punch me, I go to the cops and say, hey, AJ Jones punched me. Like, okay, is there any videotape? No, I don't have any videotape. Was there anybody else at the park that saw it? No, I didn't see. No, there was nobody there. It was just us. They could say, well, then I take it to an attorney. Say, Todd, you don't have any proof. It's your word versus his.
Right.
And that's where I think the civil comes into play, where they can say, hey, if you still feel like you were violated and that person should be punished some way, shape, and form, here's your other option outside of the criminal side. Now to Deshaun, for example, where that spoke to me is it relates to my dad, because I've told you off the air before stuff that my dad's gotten into. And I don't know if it is true with Deshaun, but there's a lot of men out there that struggle with this same issue, right? And if it is true with him or not, I hope there's somebody in this corner or in anybody's corner that can help them get help for this. And it's not just, but one thing I've researched out with my dad having issues with very similar topics with Deshaun is rarely do they ever admit, hey, I got a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I need help.
Mm-hmm.
Till this day, AJ, my dad's been convicted of the same thing twice, and he's still holding on to, I didn't do it.
Todd, stay right there. Let me take a quick break. I want to come back and address some of your comments if you got a minute. Okay, we'll be right back with Todd Malcolm. Right after this, on the lunch break, it's Freestyle Friday on the legendary KYOK.
Attention business owners, listen carefully to this important message. Are you tired of struggling with monthly bookkeeping or always being behind? Maybe you're fed up with paying your CPA ridiculously high hourly rates for subpar services. At Finance Pal, we know your pain. We're small business owners who understand your tax and accounting needs. At Finance Pal, we take over your books and design a program custom tailored to fit your needs. Whether it's bookkeeping, payroll, bill pay, inventory tracking, or taxes, we have you covered. We handle some or all of these services for one flat, affordable, low monthly fee. Stop worrying about your books and drowning in paperwork. Let us worry while you focus on growing your business. This setup is easy, and we give you the tools and technology to make your monthly finances streamlined and organized. Call now for a free business assessment.
800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. 800-213-9527. That's 800-213-9527. Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, maybe losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject at every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680.
Okay,
800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
This is Brian Courtney Wilson, and you're listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Again, we got other guests going to be joining us today. Got one of them in the waiting room, waiting on the other, but let me get back to Todd real quick. Todd, I wanted to appreciate you holding too, by the way. wanted to address that. I am with you 100%. And you also cleared up something for me, because I have been directing my questions and my comments towards the attorney, Tony Busby. You know, I don't know him personally, but I know his reputation very well. And it ain't good. It's not good. I mean, he's quote unquote a prominent attorney in Houston, but it's just not good. And some of the things surrounding him personally could easily be questioned as Deshaun has been questioned. So there's that. And then number two, I said yesterday, these ladies have a right to justice and due process. You know, just because something didn't happen doesn't mean that others believe that it did, you know, or didn't. So they have a right to go through a justice process where they get due process, and they, you know, either receive justice or understand why justice is going in the form or going in the direction of the defendant as opposed to them as plaintiffs. I also said that if Deshaun did this, and, you know, first there should be some criminal charges involved, because he needs help. He needs to be off the street if he's done this 3 times, possibly 6 or more times. Deshaun needs to be where he can't do this to anyone else again. And that's just, you know, I got a daughter too, I got a son, but even beyond that, it's just wrong. And that's what should happen. So you and I both have said the same thing. This process needs to be able to play out.
Yeah, it you know, I think the worst thing, if it was true for Deshaun or any person listening to your show, and I guarantee you, AJ, there's someone listening to your show right now has this same problem, right?
Yep.
And say, man, I'm just lucky I hadn't been caught yet, you know?
Yep.
Because these massage parlor places, AJ, there's probably 5 or 6 of my 3-mile radius close to me, all running illegal operations by my house.
Yep.
And so, if you know, and I know Deshaun Watson is lawyered up. He got a great attorney.
Yeah, Rusty Hardin.
Yeah, same one that
Roger Clemens is attorney.
The worst thing that could happen to Deshaun would be, if it is true and he does has this problem, is if it doesn't get addressed and it just becomes a bigger problem.
Yeah.
And it's kicking the can down the road.
Yeah.
Because when it happened to my dad, first of all, I couldn't believe it. Like a lot of people come to Deshaun's defense, I couldn't believe it. But once I started talking to a few therapists and started understanding the mindset of what goes on, of why they can't admit it, I understood what a bigger problem it really was, and how it can happen to anybody,
right?
The color, shape, form. You can't look at someone's success,
right?
Say, oh, that person's too good.
Yep.
To go to a place like that or do that. It doesn't work like that.
Yep. Todd, appreciate you as always, man. And we'll be talking about this developing story, you know, for a while to come. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, AJ. Have a good one.
All right, y'all. Todd Malcolm, good brother. Appreciate those comments. Again, if I have not been clear, you know, these ladies have the right to file what they believe happened to them and receive due process and justice. Deshaun Watson has the right to be innocent until proven guilty. And I'm not going to make any statements or comments to the contrary on either side. I cannot, though, ignore the timing of all of this. I can't ignore that. And I'm not talking about with the ladies. I'm talking about Deshaun wanting out, refusing to play, you know, the neighbor of the owner of the Texans being the one to be bringing these charges. So if you haven't figured out, Tony Busby can't knock on my door and say, who is it, Tony? Tony who? Busby, get off my yard. You having a party? Yeah, I am, but I'm calling the police on you. Can't come to my house. Sorry. Doesn't mean he's a bad attorney, just can't rock with me. And that's what people want to do when they grow up. They want to rock with me. All right, let me go to my special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, these ladies right here are 2 of the baddest in the business. They are part of an amazing group known as Be Well Health Resources. I got Dr. Kayce and Jenai. Welcome to the lunch break. Freestyle Friday and Women's History Month. How y'all doing?
We are doing
Well.
great. Yes.
Dr. Kayce, you are making a return to the lunch break for the first time in a long time. Jenai has been on several times talking about, holiday depression and stuff like that. So we appreciate having you together because you guys do amazing work together. Tell us about Be Well Health Resources.
Well, we are a company that started, we say, based out of a need, right? There was a need for more education about health and wellness holistically, right? Bringing together what we say is the mind, body, and soul. Dr. Kayce handles the body part of that. I say I handle the mind, and then together we collectively can handle the soul, just due to our backgrounds and what we do. But it was based out of a need to just share information with Black and Brown communities, and especially with women within those Black and Brown communities, of just how to have better health overall, and things that we can do, movements we can do, nutrition we need to focus on, mental health. And so we started to share our knowledge, and from that birthed this company. And we have been doing consulting work and connecting individuals to resources all throughout the communities here in Houston and abroad.
Wow, and that's amazing. And I like from the holistic approach. I like that very much. Dr. Kayce, you guys have corporate clients. Y'all do Facebook Lives. What's the name of the show that y'all do? Is it on Tuesdays? What's the name of that?
We do a Health Tip Tuesday, and it is, and sometimes it comes on a Wellness Wednesday. Real talk. When we just being real about it, it's the truth. But the point of it is each week to give a health tip that's related to whatever the theme is for the month. Our entire theme for the 2021 year is connection. In 2021, We've been so disconnected, so we're finding ways to connect. And then each month we focus on a theme, and then each week we dive a little deeper to that theme. And so, of course, Women's History Month, nutrition and women is what our focus is for this month. And so it's also Nutrition Month, National Nutrition Month. So those who are connected together.
I like that. I like that. For 2021, it's connection, because we have been extremely disconnected. And then, like you said, for Women's History Month, nutrition and connection. Now, I got to tell you, in nutrition, we ain't always friends. I used to be a serious carnivore. I used to be the dude that I want to eat something somebody had to face down and kill. And that wasn't working for me. So now I've kind of leaned more towards being a pescatarian / vegetarian, vegan, that kind of thing. Why is nutrition so important, Dr. Kayce?
Well, we do this kind of formula with your body and understanding. It's 80% of what you consume, 20% of the movement part. So I'm that advocate for the movement, because movement every day, body's built to move. You'll hear me say these things if you follow us and tune into us. You'll hear this said often. But that nutrition piece, people will get so frustrated. Oh my goodness, I walk every day. I live so hard. I'm so sore. Why is nothing changing? You're consuming the wrong things for you. So that is where it's figuring out. If you were that carnivore, okay, what kind of meats do I need to eat? If you need to clean it up and lean it up and go more plant-based or seafarer, then that might be what your body needs. But you have to get in touch with your body. You have to make that mind-body-soul connection once again and figure out what works for you. So looking at all the fads and understanding. Now, remind you, don't cut out carbs completely. Your brain needs carbs. That's what your brain gets energy. Your body doesn't produce some of the things that come from carbs that your brain. Carbs get a bad rap, but it's the kind. So it's something of even knowing something simple as that, of knowing the kind of complex is what they're called carbohydrate. It just means they got more good stuff in them. That's why it's complicated to explain, because it's all the good stuff. You don't need to just know the good stuff is there and put the good stuff in. Consume the right things, your body will thank you and provide the results that you're looking for.
Man, I don't know why being healthy and eating right can't be just easy. Why can't they just put the right stuff in pizza and hot dogs and chicken wings? I mean, chicken wings they should be They just got to have some kind of medicinal value in the chicken wings. I'm just telling you.
Look, tune into us long enough. Hey, no, Andre, tune into us long enough, and I'm gonna tell you, you'll find out how to make a good old chicken wing that will be delightful and deliver the nutrition that you need. I promise.
I have found a jackfruit wing that just has life in it. There's got to be angels singing over the place where I get my jackfruit wings from. And they taste, I don't care what nobody say, they taste just like chicken. We got to take a break. When we come back, we're going to come back with Jenai and Dr. Kayce, Be Well Health Resources. If you got questions, they got answers. And oh yeah, they wrote a book. We're going to talk about that right here on the lunch break on the Legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I forgot to tell y'all, TD Blackshear is back by popular demand. Table Talk every Tuesdays from 10 to 11 right here on the Legendary KYOK. 1140 AM, 92.3 FM, and streaming live on KYOKradio.org. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Linda J. I recently purchased 4 new tires from OMG Tires and More, located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen. TK got me in and out in less than 30 minutes.
All the people on the Facebook Live can see. Take that hyphen out from betwixt my 2 last names, sir. There is no hyphen betwixt those 2 last names, just a space.
The best fan, and I'm not going to let you talk about it on my Facebook Live.
767-3211.
No, ma'am.
Conveniently
I'll do
located
it,
at
but you're going to be nice to my intern. Y'all changed the whole name of my show, so I will
Don't your intern have a book? Doesn't your intern have a book? Right there.
Get the name of my show right.
Right there in purple and what? Blame that one. Wait, which way is she on my thing? Blame.
Were not set up.
Don't blame me. Blame the intern. Blame the intern.
Yeah, your little hyphen is gone.
Or you're worried about them getting into
Thank you very much. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. It's a pretty name.
Yeah. Now just for that, I'm going to ask you the name of my show when we come back. How about that?
Online tutoring and help your child.
Don't mess with me on Freestyle Friday.
Don't test me. Don't test me.
Freestyle Friday.
Tutoring and online tutoring field.
I stole off. And I ain't had no chicken.
Janae, tell them they're not ready for the real talk with Dr. Kayce on the Freestyle Friday. They don't know.
Look, I'm going to remind both of y'all.
80.
We have a book to promote. I'm going to just remind both of y'all. There's a book. There's a whole book.
300-580-7680.
A book to promote.
KYOK.
It's a good thing I'm in between both of y'all. Referee.
That's why I put you down. Feeling some kind of way.
I love it. Freestyle Friday.
Join me
Don't use
Saturday.
that soundbite. I do not give permission.
The latest news surrounding our
It's all
world today.
recorded.
We are the
It's
show
all
that cares
recorded.
to hear your voice.
So they gonna see that you jumped on me over
Conversation
our
and a no judgment zone. So join me Saturday from 1 to 2 p.m. The Not So Kristen and Me show
I just
right
ran
here.
out of water.
KYOK Radio, 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM, KYOKradio.org. I'm Ben Tanker.
You back in the day. You better swallow your spit. Keep on moving.
All right, y'all. We're back here on the lunch break on the Legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It's Freestyle Friday. And I got 2 amazing women joining us on the show for Women's History Month. They are Dr. Kayce and Jenai from Be Well Health Resources. Their website is bewellhealthresources.com. And they are talking to us about the importance of connection, nutrition, movement, and all of the above. Jenai, you guys deal with corporate clients. What do you provide corporate entities that they, seek you all services and bring you all in to talk to their employees?
Absolutely. So we've got some health wellness, corporate wellness is what we kind of like to call it, program. So we can come in and do a number of different topics for some of the clients that we've got now. It's kind of focusing on that mind, body, soul connection that we spoke about and how they are taking care of themselves to make themselves the best employee possible, of course, to then show up, be at work, be the best. And we're doing also some teacher enrichment, some professional development for them in regards to that particular corporate client. But anything regarding corporate wellness, we can come in and kind of do in regards to stress management, or if it is goal setting, right? If it is that you need to learn kind of that what they would call the work-life balance, which is the nomad that nobody can ever figure out how to do, right? Bigfoot in the corporate world is work-life balance, like who's seen it and where to go. So we talk about all of these things in some of the corporate wellness trainings that we do.
That's outstanding. And not just corporate stuff, but you guys can also talk to groups and organizations and, and things like that. So how has COVID affected what you all do? And then how has it affected the need for what you all do?
Well, in 2020, we had these wonderful visions. We called, we just said in the last segment, Connection in 2021, right? Well, 2020 was Vision 2020. And our vision was to take those workshops that you mentioned in the last segment about, the Health Tip Tuesdays that are around a month, and each month we were supposed to be live on location across this nation. That didn't happen. So COVID affected that. But it helped us pivot into a virtual platform that, folks had been using for business meetings where people were across the country or world. And now we added that to our business model and delivering of our services from a virtual platform. And it's also something, Jenai was already doing in her private practice with the telehealth. And so this is just what Be Well, again, stepped into and embraced. We had to halt our in-person group sessions and training sessions and workshops last year, and now they are on a virtual platform. And we've just gotten creative in the way we deliver and engage and involve people and share resources. And some things have been really, really well received. Not the most ideal, but still well received and still impactful. We've gotten really good feedback on us just making it work in a time where so many things are working against us.
Dr. Kayce and Jenai from Be Well Health Resources joining us here on Freestyle Friday and Women's History Month on the legendary KYOK AM 1140, 92.3 FM, and streaming live KYOKradio.org. So I am a person who is zoomed out. I don't want to be on another Zoom meeting. I don't want to be on another conference call. I don't want to be on another StreamYard. And oh yeah, by the way, I'm sick and tired of looking at the same four walls in my house. I'm sick and tired of trying to help my child do their schoolwork on their video conferences. I want to go hug my grandchildren. I want to go have a meal in a restaurant. COVID is just driving me nuts. What would you all say to a person like me?
So let me give you the mental. Let me give you the mental piece of it, and like that case, give you the physical piece.
What did you say?
Get your vaccine. Get vaccinated. That's going to be my first. That's the first professional recommendation. A public health professional, get vaccinated. Dose 2 done over here. So get in where you fit in. Get in my world. Come on, I'm inviting everybody.
I'll joke aside.
Go ahead, Jenai. Jenai was trying to be all professional, and
I was
ready to just like break things down. And here's plan 1, step 1. Go ahead, Jenai. We can come back.
That's
come
okay.
back. We Freestyle Friday, right?
Yeah, no, we are going to come back to that vaccine talk. But go ahead, Jenai.
No, I was just gonna. That was going to be. Dr. Kayce was going to give you the physical. That was it. Go get vaccinated, right? The mental health portion of that is going to be get out and move about. Like, yes, you may not be able to go and hug your grandchildren and eat at the restaurant, but just getting outside, moving around, changing up what you see definitely is important on a day-to-day basis for our mental health, right? That's why they say that it's not good to have prisoners in solitary confinement. It's not good for us to be in solitary confinement either, right? We can go quote unquote crazy. It's not good. And so what you're feeling mentally and emotionally is real. So go outside. Go outside. Move around.
Sometimes that's so simple that it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that I can go outside and walk in the park and the sunlight's hitting my face and I'm breathing in fresh air and not, recycled air. It just sometimes it doesn't make sense that it can be that simple.
And it
It's
can be
crazy,
that simple
but
for you.
it is.
With
Yeah.
so many things. Exactly. For so many things. We complicate things often. And you were mentioning in the last segment about, like what, putting it in your body, certain things in your body and the movement that you have to do. What is it? What are the things you're supposed to be doing? And why is it so hard? It's really not always that hard. And so even if you don't even have time or you don't live in a space that you feel safe enough to go walk around, then just standing outside on your porch, on your patio, on your in your backyard, or in just a front space, a space that you and the sun can connect for just a moment. This is something that, I've said many times on the Be Well platform, is just stand outside and smile at the sun and let the sun smile back at you. Something that simple. Take a few moments to take some deep breaths. That right there, you're going to reset your body because you've probably been sitting down in whatever device you've been on. You're going to reset your body by standing up. That's right there. You won. Take some deep breaths and then get some sunlight. Even if you don't have the time or like I said, you don't feel comfortable in the space where you are to do that, or it would be a major ordeal to load everybody up or take care of all the people that you're responsible for in your household. Take that time. Take a couple minutes for just that. That is better than nothing.
Gotcha. Dr. Kayce, Jenai, Be Well Health Resources on the lunch break today on the Legendary KYOK. What's a good amount of movement on a daily basis that someone should have?
It's a real simple formula. So there is a national recommendation of 150 minutes a week of movement that gets your heart rate up above. You should still be able to talk, but if you're just walking on the trail and you having a full-on conversation and you're doing it, looking at your devices and all of that, and you are not winded, you are not working as well like you should be. If you're still doing something, that's better than nothing. I'll give you that. But you want your heart rate to go up to where you're really having to concentrate on your breathing. 150 minutes a week. To average that out, that's 22 minutes a day. That's 22 minutes a day. And if you want to cut that down and do 5 days, we do 30 minutes a day. 5 days, we can take some breaks in there. But just something as simple as you said it a moment ago, walking. That right there it's free. You might have some proper shoes. If you don't, just invest in some proper shoes. It don't have to cost a whole lot of money. They just have to fit your foot right. And you don't have to buy them at some high-end store. You can buy a decent shoe at a discount shop anywhere, and still have a good shoe on your foot. Have loose clothing that is breathable. Stop wearing those plastic bags outside, please. I want to stop seeing the plastic bags. They are not letting things out from your body. You are releasing toxins from your biggest organ, which is your skin. Please stop wearing the plastic bags on the streets. Thank you very much, Freestyle Friday. Okay, so Joe, real talk with Dr. Kayce is coming early. Not supposed to be till October, but here we are. I already told you it was coming. But look, no plastic bags, breathable clothing, light breathable clothing that you can move because you're trying to move, right? So nothing that restricts. And I get it. If you got to get it in where you can fit it in and you have to wear your everyday clothes, then just make sure you're wearing some knit pants, not your denim, because that denim can cause that chafing. And that's those things on you. You want some cottony material, some cotton blend even. These are some everyday wear things. They don't have to be the wonderful fitness gears by the brands and name brands that I love and a lot of people love, right? But it doesn't have to be all that. You don't have to get geared up like that. But get up and go. That's it.
Get up and go.
A day.
22 minutes a day, 7 days a week, or 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. That's a good somebody. You just help somebody with that right there. All right, so in all that you all do, somewhere it hit both of y'all to write a book. Y'all have held it up a couple of times. Tell us the name of the book and how that plays into what you all do with your Help Tip Tuesdays and your corporate clients and all of that. Where'd the book come from?
Dr. Kayce, you gonna set it off?
I will alley, you can oop. All right. So look, the corporate client we were working with back in 2019. We just, it was a large number of people that had so many questions, and they just had these wonderful. I have these ideas for myself, and I just don't follow through it. and our start, our fall off, that was a lot of the feedback from some of the things when we were talking about, planning goals and setting goals for yourself, or, just dreams that you have for life. And we were talking about in one of our sessions in the 2 days we were with them. And we kept thinking they need information. We need to pull in something that connects all the things we know about planning, all the things we think about with vision boarding, all the things we think about with achieving goals and goal setting, all those different concepts from a mind, body, soul connection. That's the part that people missed. And so from that idea and us having conversations, Jenai and I, and sitting down, thinking it through, what does that look like? And that is where the Be Well Fulfillment Plan Workbook was born. And that tagline is that action item on it: making a mind, body, soul connection to go from abstract in your mind to actualization, real life, in your life, right? So we want to get stuff out of people's minds because people dream big. People want to be healthy. People want to do well and be successful. They want all the things on the wellness wheel, right? Financial wellness, physical wellness, mental wellness, social wellness, emotional wellness, spiritual wellness. They want all the pieces of wellness to be whole, but don't know where to begin. And so through this workbook, you work through these phases to go from what's in your mind to what's in your life.
Yeah. One thing I like about it, in there, you talk about facing fears of failure and success. Jenai, I'm sure that falls in your area as a therapist. Dig into that a little bit more, because that's a real situation.
It really is. A lot of people will either not move forward because they're going to fail or think they're going to fail at it, or the opposite. Oh my gosh, what if I do succeed? Then the expectation that may be put on me to continue, right, to live up to that standard, but then I have to keep it, right? Like, I did all this work to get to the size 6. Now I got to stay the size 6, or whatever the case, right? And so sometimes both of those fears can prevent people. And so we say, instead of running from your fears, we want you to face them. We have a saying in Be Well, it's face it to fix it, right? And so we address this fear of potential failure or success in each of the phases throughout the book. And our phases are our chapters, right? And so in each phase of the book, we talk about what is it that you may fear about this particular step. What is it that may prevent you from doing it? Are you afraid of being successful here? Are you afraid of failing here? Are you afraid of upsetting someone or leaving something behind? What is it that you may fear? Let's face it so we can address it now, so it doesn't prevent you from really moving forward and achieving this goal that you've identified that we want to actualize in your life.
Yeah, I like that. One of the things my dad used to tell me is, every now and then you got to do the hard stuff first, because everything else will be easy. And for me, those hard things are the things I fear the most. And like you said, when I actualize that, when I actually deal with that fear, defeating that, it's like, oh man, this other stuff is nothing. This other stuff is nothing. That's great stuff. We got to take another quick break. We have one more segment. When we come back, I want to talk about some more of the phases in your book. We've got Jenai and Dr. Kayce from Be Well Health Resources joining us on Freestyle Friday on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. If you want to get in, if you've got questions, if you want to text me, I'll ask them on your behalf. You can call 281-453-1000. That's 281-453-1000, or text me 832-403-5005. It's the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
Home or in-office do-it-yourself COVID-19 testing is available to you, and the results are 99% accurate. Save your time and be safe by avoiding the lines and crowds. You can test yourself and your family members at home. Test your employees at work, making sure your workplace is safe. Simply call Citation Bioscience at the number we're about to give you to order your COVID-19 testing kits. When they arrive, follow the simple instructions and send them back to us with our prepaid shipping. Results are ready the next day in 95% of the cases. And remember, they are 99% accurate and reimbursable by your insurance company. Save your time, stay safe, and avoid the crowds. Order your COVID-19 kits now by calling this number now. Pricing starts at $119 and discounts are available for larger orders. Call now. 800-247-8046. 800-247-8046. That's 800-247-8046.
Do you watch television? Of course you do. Then have you tried Dish TV from All American Dish yet? No? Well, now is a great time because we are giving everyone that calls today a 2-year locked-in price. Your rate will not change for 2 years. The clock is ticking. Call now, get Dish, and get your price locked in for 2 years and save yourself some money. Dish has your favorite TV programs, even Netflix and Amazon Prime built into the DVR. You can even watch Dish anywhere you have an internet connection. Plus, we've even got awesome discounts for the military and seniors. Oh, and one more thing. Call All American Dish now and we'll even give you a free Google TV voice remote, free installation, and free equipment. Don't wait. Call All American Dish now.
800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. 800-296-1302. That's 800-296-1302.
Hi, this is TJ from South Park. I listen to the lunch break with AJ Jones on 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
All right, y'all. We back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It's Freestyle Friday. When I want to get a little bit of movement in, I do the South Side. Oh, I'm sorry. That ain't in the book. That ain't in the book. That ain't in the book. But I do got a call. So, y'all. Wait a minute. Now, Dr. Kayce, I know you're not trying to. You better come on here. All right. I like
I'm just saying. I'm from the South Side.
We all right again. We all right again. Let's get a caller. Someone has called in. Hello, you're live on the lunch break with AJ, Jenai, and Dr. Kayce.
Hello, AJ. This is Sydney, and hello, Dr. Kayce. And I'm sorry, I missed the other lady's name.
Jenai.
Jenai. I'm listening to you guys, and everything that you guys are saying. First of all, I need it in my life. I love what I'm hearing, and I would really like to know where I can purchase your book.
She want to know where she can get the book, y'all.
Ask Jenai, tell her where she can get the book.
So please, you can visit our website, bewellhealthresources.com, and you can purchase the book there. And if you wanted the digital version, our digital version, I believe, is up on Amazon as well. So if you want that hard copy, though, you got to go to our website, and we will absolutely make sure you get it in your hands. So excited for you. Thank you so
much for joining and for saying those wonderful things and calling in. We love to hear that. Because like Jenai said at the beginning of the segment, or the first segment, we were created out of a need. And so to hear you say that you needed what you're hearing from us, that fills us up. So thank you.
Yeah.
Did that answer your question? Do you have everything you need?
Can they repeat it for me?
The website is bewellhealthresources.com. And that's to get the physical book. And if you want the digital book, you can go to Amazon. You can download it from Amazon.
You can just search for Be Well Fulfillment Plan. Yeah.
And just search for Be Well Fulfillment Plan on Amazon, and you'll go right there.
Got it. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for calling in. We appreciate you.
No problem.
All right. That is a good call. I got another text message as well. This is from AD. AD says, AJ, these folks are right on time for me. Sometimes I have a problem moving, but I'm hearing I can do it just 22 minutes a day. What should I do in the form of movement?
So again,
like
Dr.
start
Kayce
with
was
the walking
saying,
thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, just as long as you elevate your heart rate, right? So the walking is like the simplest thing that you can think of, right? But it can truly be anything as long as it elevates your heart rate. So we were working with our corporate clients and coming up with these fun ways. And we were talking about dancing with their kiddos because they're all teachers, right? And so you can totally just have a dance and then freeze party with your kid. We went old school and was like, who remembers how to hula hoop? Can you still hula hoop? Do your hips let you? I'm just going, it could be that you got to loosen the bad boys back up. So it can be anything that you desire that is fun for you, that you're going to actually look forward to doing, and it gets your heart rate up. And the really cool thing is if you need to break up that 22 minutes, let's say you need to do 10 minutes here and then you need to do 12 minutes later, you can still do that. It doesn't have to be 22 minutes all together. You can break it up as long as you get to that 22 minutes a day. That's all you need.
That's good information, because some people, beat themselves up because they can't do 22 minutes or 30 minutes straight. But in reality, they can break that up and still accomplish some of the same benefits that they get from putting in that work.
Now, I do have to add, yes, you can, because something is better than nothing. I say that for that part of it. But there's also the piece of when you want to, if you're going for a specific goal, or if you have certain things that you're trying to improve your endurance or improve your strength, improve your flexibility, you can still break it up. Endurance and strength, there's a little bit, you got to get to at least 20 minutes in one session to get your body to that level of like improving your endurance. So that's the only time. If that's a goal for you, is to improve your cardiovascular endurance, where you don't lose your breath as fast, or doing the like jogging it doesn't take as much energy out of you, or doing the bicycle riding doesn't take as much energy out of you, then yeah, you need 20 minutes minimum of each one of those types of activities. But just like Jenai said, some basic everyday things that you're incorporating and you're just trying to find the time to get it in while you're cooking, because you got to do the cooking part anyway, or while you're prepping something, or while you're getting ready for your next day. Dance at the ironing board. Drop it like it's hot at the ironing board. I mean, you know what I mean? This is any of these normal things that your body does to make it fun or whatever. I'm serious.
I'm just thinking now, KYOK is a Christian radio station. So somewhere, somebody, great grandmama, Sister Beulah May, is now trying to figure out how to iron her cheering clothes, dropping it like it's hot.
Hey, she gonna get it in. She gonna use the ironing board to balance herself, and she gonna get low. Go on, Beulah.
Sister Beulah May, please, Sister Beulah May, please be careful dropping it like it's hot at your ironing board.
Strengthen those quads, strengthen that.
Oh Lord, I'll help you.
And help that heart.
I want to get back to the book just for a second. One of the comments here: going through this practice is physical and mental practice that can become second nature over time. Talk about this becoming second nature. The more people do it, engage in it, practice it, how does that then become second nature? Talk about that.
Okay,
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Dr. Kayce, don't give it to me. Go, Dr. Kayce. It's all you.
When you are doing something repetitively, this is your body going through repeated motions. Do you have to think about how you brush your teeth now, or do you already have a system? Do you have to think about the right? You have a system for some of these basic everyday things that we do, and we call them by rote. And that's just like even how you were taught to read and write. You start to do things that you just don't have to concentrate as much on anymore, because by rote, they're just happening. Your brain is like already firing and it already knows what to do. It's muscle memory. And our bodies love repetition. This is why when you're doing those workouts, you got to change it up sometimes, because your body is super smart and it loves repetition. So it takes less energy to do some of the work. That's good when you're trying to build up endurance, like I said a moment ago, right? But if you're trying to challenge yourself and get to the next level, or you're trying to challenge yourself to achieve a goal, then you gotta do things repetitively, get into a habit or a routine of something, and working these phases, and you completing these phases for at least one of your goals will make it a good formula for you to follow to complete anything after that. Doesn't mean it's going to be easier. It's just going to, your mindset is going to be right to keep you moving through these phases for future things.
That's what I like about the book, is because those phases can apply to several different areas of your life. So absolutely love it. We got Jenai, Dr. Kayce from Be Well Health Resources on Freestyle Friday on the show. Tell everybody what don't tell them the details. I want to get them, kind of wet the whistle a little bit for the book. Tell everybody what the phases are in the book, the different phases, if you will.
Jenai, you got it?
Well, I do.
Ahem.
Now that you ask, Mr. AJ, right? Our first phase is actually telling you what a fulfillment plan is, right? The second, how to use the workbook. The third, establishing your roles before you create your plan. Your fourth phase is objectives and next steps. Your fifth phase is your timeline. Your sixth phase is identifying your resources. Seventh phase is operationalize. It's a big word. It means next steps plus a little bit of the activation energy needed.
Okay.
Our eighth phase is your support system. And we ask you, who's your rabbit, right? That's your support system. You got to read a little bit more to understand why it's a rabbit. Phase 9, your plan fulfilled. And then phase 10, so what's next? Those are our phases.
I like that. I liked every single one of those. And again, tell people where they can go and get the book, or where they can go and download the ebook.
Absolutely. So again, if you want that physical hard copy, right, go to bewellhealthresources.com, our website. You can absolutely purchase the book there. And if you want that digital copy, it's on Amazon. So search Be Well Fulfillment Plan, and you'll be able to find the digital copy and download it there.
And there's a surprise in the book.
Okay, go ahead. Tell us about the surprise.
There's a
Dr.
surprise in the book. So if you decide to get an e-copy, email us your proof of purchase and your mailing address, because there is a special insert in the book that you still get access to. You get that sent to you as part of your e-purchase. And that's doing your work. You're doing your work and you're putting it somewhere you can actually see the work being done as you go through those phases.
So to our last caller that called in about the book, I need you to, if you download that ebook, be sure and email these young ladies so that you can get the special surprise that goes along with the hard copy. And again, give them your website so they know how to reach out to you all.
Our website is bewellhealthresources.com, and then there's instructions on Amazon for you to email your proof of purchase to info@bewellhealthresources.com. And with that and your mailing address, your insert gets sent directly to you, and you can start working the book to fulfill your plan.
How hard was this for you all to write this book?
So, not to sound boastful, but we cranked this puppy out pretty fast. And so I was told, because this is my first time being an author, right? Dr. Kayce has written some other things. This is my first authored piece. But I was told that, it takes a while. It takes some months to maybe even a year or so for people to complete books. And we kind of wrote it in 2 seasons. It just took a summer and a fall. And that was pretty much it for us to get this thing out and to get it on screen. Then it went to print.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a feeling to get your book in hand, especially when it went from here to there. So congratulations to you ladies. We got to get ready to go. But before we do, it's Women's History Month. And I would be remiss if I didn't let you, Dr. Kayce, and you, Jenai, talk about any woman who has been a major impact and influence on your life. Famous or not, they famous to you. Dr. Kayce, you go first.
I have a couple. So I'll take one that I'll start with one that she doesn't know that she is, has made an impact on my life, but she has. And her name is Judith Jamison, and she artistic director for the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. And to see this statuesque woman doing these beautiful moves that I grew up doing and watching her perform just really inspired me. And she didn't look the typical way that stereotypical dancer looked. Neither did I growing up with all the muscles she had. I'm like, I have these muscles too. And, it was just beautiful to see that in myself. So I love that we are now having representation in so many different areas. It's shameful that we have so many firsts still happening in 2021, but I'll take them. Let's keep getting them so that more young girls like me who see other women doing these things can just keep it moving. My life everyday person was Joanne P. Coleman, rest her soul. She was my 5th grade teacher. and had these nails that would not quit, like literally would not quit. They just kept going. They curved over. And I was always fascinated. Now this is me aging myself, because when she would write on the chalkboard with physical chalk, on the actual black chalkboard, I just did not know how she would hold that chalk with those fingers. But her influence on me was not those nails and that chalk, but it was that the way she loved on us as kids in a way that was stern but giving, kind, but she demanded respect and your best, and lifted us up in ways that to this day she's one of my people ask, who's the teacher you remember. I've had some wonderful professors and I still keep in touch with many of them now as my colleagues now, but she forever ever inspiration to me.
I hate to do it, Jenai. You got 20 seconds. Give me the name, and we'll after that.
So her name was Ruth, Dr. Ruth, and so not the Dr. Ruth, but my Dr. Ruth, and worked with her in Indiana when I lived up there, and she just taught me so much professionally and spiritually to how to be a woman leader where I was at and working, and a servant leader at that. So Ruth Skeel, Dr. Ruth, love her forever.
All right. Well, listen, we got to wrap it up right here. Ladies, thank you so much for coming on. We'll have to have y'all back on again, and we will do that. Again, y'all be blessed and y'all be well. All right?
There you go.
Ahead,
nice. Be well, everybody.
Hey.
Woo, woo.
All right, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Listen, we have got to go. Donnie McClurkin and the Donnie McClurkin Show right here on the lunch break. Y'all have a blessed and safe weekend. Lord say the same. We'll talk to y'all on Monday.
Another week.
Ladies, great job. Phenomenal job. Great
That
job.
was good. Thank you for the
All right,
kickoff.
y'all.
We appreciate that.
We'll have to have y'all.
We will be back.
Yes, our book launch is next month, and so we can, for sure, get it in somewhere.
Okay. We'll look forward to having y'all back. So please have a blessed rest of your day.
Yeah.
Thank you, AJ.
All right. I thank you. All right. I'll see you on the next one, Nay.
All right. Bye, y'all.
One to the other. Okay. Bye, y'all.
I know.
Bye. All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed Freestyle Friday, man. We ran it up to the last second, so I didn't do my normally. Let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Wash your hands, wear your mask, and sanitize everything around you. Be sensitive to everyone around you. And when you see that racism, kill it, not the person, but the racism. Remember, Asian lives matter. Pacific Islanders lives matter. I can say that and not feel slighted, because that's what we were trying to say when we were saying Black Lives Matter. So y'all take care. Be nice to one another.